Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. I'm very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Are you feeling charitable? You know you are. Smash the subscribe button, the like button, and the share button. And please do follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. Wow, Vixen is going to get the DCEU treatment. How exciting is this? A site called GWW has exclusively learned from multiple separate sources that Warner Bros. Is currently developing a new project based on the DC character Vixen. Unfortunately, we couldn't get detailed info as the project is very early development, with the studio currently taking pictures. But we can tell you the studio has their sights set on reintroducing this character to a mass audience. If I had to guess, the project is likely being eyed from Max, as WB's current theatrical slate is jam-packed thanks to COVID delays, but we've seen stranger things happen, so there is no real telling yet where this ends up. Our source provided additional info explaining WB is setting up Vixen to be their Black Panther and hopes she will have similar impact. They added a theatrical solo, if definitely in the cards, with a likelihood of an earlier appearance in another DC film. Sounds pretty cool. We reached out to WB, but got no comment. Vixen seems to have been a background focus of WB DC for a while, as they once produced a short-lived animated series that would later spin off into a live-action appearance on Arrow, and eventually recurring role on Legends of Tomorrow. Now that Vixen has had her short stint on TV, WB apparently feels she's ready for a bigger audience and a bigger budget. Many of us probably didn't notice, but we got our first tease of this project during DC Fandom. If you aren't familiar with the character, Vixen is Mari Jui McCabe, a superheroine in possession of the Tantu Totem, a magical amulet that allows the wearer to harness the spirit of any animal, thus conjuring their powers and abilities. Vixen has spanned the DC universe as a member to the JSA, Justice League International, and even the Suicide Squad. The possibilities with her entry to DC film universe and virtually endless, as she has been a long-standing DC icon since 1981. Vixen was created by Jerry Conway and Bob Oksner and debuted in DC Action Comics 521 in 1981. Wow! I would absolutely love to see a Vixen movie or straight-to-streaming HBO Max version of that. I think, if you think about it, it makes a lot more sense that it's a Max original, especially with the backlog of films they've got right now. They can't add another one because they're not going to change their ideology in terms of delaying these films until movie theatres are viable again. It's dumb, it's stupid, but that is their initiative, and there's nothing us, the consumer, can do about it yet. So Vixen's a great character, and I'm absolutely excited that they want to develop her into the DCEU, and it'll be really exciting to see what DCEU movie she cameos in as well. Wow, this is actually a piece of wonderful casting. Sarah Shahi joins Dwayne Johnson in New Line and DC Films' Black Adam. Now, I remember Sarah very fondly in Person of Interest. I thought she was amazing in that and really showed her mettle. Sarah Shahi has joined the cast of New Line and DC Films' highly anticipated Black Adam, starring Dwayne Johnson in the title role. Aldis Hodge is also on board to play Hawkman, with Noah Centineo set to play Atom Smasher. Jaume Collet-Serra, who also directed Johnson alongside Emily Blunt on Disney's Jungle Cruise, will helm. Johnson, Danny Garcia and Hiram Garcia of Seven Bucks Productions are producing, with Beau Flynn of Flynn Picture Co. Flynn Pictures Co.'s Scott Sheldon will serve as executive producer. The character is one of DC's most popular anti-heroes, and plot details are being kept tightly under wraps. It is the second New Line DC film following 2019's critical and commercial smash hit Shazam. The two characters, Shazam and Black Adam, are arch rivals in the DC universe. In the film, Sarah Shahi will play a university professor and freedom fighter leading the resistance in Kharkdag. Rory Haynes and Soran Noshavani wrote the latest draft, Adam Skill, I can't pronounce that name, the previous draft. Shahi is currently shooting the Netflix series Sex Life and received critical acclaim for her performance in the Showtime series City on a Hill. She was, of course, in Person of Interest, where that's where I remember her. So a very exciting piece of casting there. As I say, Sarah is an up-and-coming. She's very, very good. And as I say, if you haven't seen her in Person of Interest, you should go and check her out. It must be on one of the streaming platforms. But, you know, I really, really liked what she did with her character in Person of Interest. And I'd love to see, or I can just imagine what she's going to be like as this freedom fighter. I think this is a non-DC character. This is a new character, an original character they're creating. So it'll be very interesting how her and The Rock play alongside each other. And I'm very, very excited to see her in this movie. A wonderful piece of casting. What do you think, though? Are you excited for Black Adam and this recent piece of casting? And, of course, what do we think that the Black Adam movie actually doesn't have a release date anymore? That's a little bit concerning, isn't it? Comment down below, like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back later with more videos. See you again soon.